9. Yes, we're continuing part 8. It's part 9. We're going to be continuing the scary animation that we started, and we're going to be doing the final one. Let's go. Whoa! Oh.
Into nothingness. At one point, I thought it was going to black out on me. I pulled Ron over to our window. I quietly opened the window and looked down at the grass, 2 stories below my current position. Ron was still in a different world, as if he was blocking himself out from reality, leaving the responsibility to me. I tried not to pay much attention to him and instead focused on escaping. I took Ron's phone out of his hand as he crouched on the carpet. He had installed one of those apps where specific fingerprints can enter the phone. I took his hand, which was shockingly freezing, and held his index finger on the phone screen. I jumped out of my skin when the phone let out a loud beep, and all of a sudden, I could hear footsteps running straight to the bedroom door. I quickly typed in 911 and put one leg out of the window. I heard loud banging on the bedroom door and shouting, "I'm going to kill you." I landed on the porch roof and shouted at Ron to snap back into action. Ron stood up quickly and stepped out of the window. He landed on the roof beside me as I forced the window shut again. "We need to jump," I said. I could hear faint thumping behind the walls. The intruder was struggling to get inside our room. I jumped off the porch roof and sprained my ankle. Ron was wobbling on the edge of the roof. "Quick," I said. I avoided shouting, as whoever the intruder was would have known that we were outside. Ron touched his chest, head, right shoulder, and left shoulder, making a cross before he jumped. We were a good 6 blocks away before I realized that I had left my dog behind. I burst into tears from fear of what just happened and worrying if my dog was hurt. I talked to the police operator as both me and Ron slowly walked back to the house. We heard sirens and I felt the weight lift off our shoulders. As we approached our house, we noticed that the police were now outside. Me and Ron hid beside our porch. Both of us were waiting to come face to face with the intruder. 4 cops came out, but there was no man, and one of them was holding my dog Lewis. I hugged him and apologized to him for leaving him behind. The cops explained that there was no one inside, and there was nothing stolen either. In fact, they explained that there was nothing to even prove that someone had invaded our property. They never found him. Ron installed some CCTV cameras in both of our houses, but I can assure you, I haven't had a good night's sleep since.
Guys, don't go investigating. Jump off the roof. That's all you gotta do. Grab your Bible and jump.
You know, I recommend that they use Sensodyne for at least a month before.
No one cares. Alright, so we're gonna do one more scare animation. Let's. Oh. 3 more.
There was a wealthy farmer.
Want to see my cards, little boy? These can be yours if you just get in my van. Now one time I was walking
who
down
owned
the
a lot
street
of
and
land
I
in
looked at these
Ohio.
people. This guy was like,
He built a new barn on his property every time his wife had a
and this kid
baby.
was like, yeah, sure. And the man
He
said,
named
"Just
the
get me a
barns
gun."
after each of
And
his
he's
children,
all over
and
this.
by the
And
time
then the man sped
the
off,
story takes place,
and the kid's mom came out.
they had 6 kids and were expecting number
Look at
7.
that, Steven.
However, the farmer's wife died in childbirth, and so did her unborn baby. The farmer went insane with grief and couldn't tend to his farm. The family had no money and the farm started going under. They say that one night, in the depths of his madness and despair, the farmer took an axe and led his children out to the barns where he murdered them, one by one. He buried each of their bodies in the 6 barns that had been named after them. Then, the farmer went to the 7th barn where he hung himself. As the story goes, all of the barns were eventually torn down and the land was sold off. All except for the 7th barn. Nobody wanted to buy the land because of what had happened there. So it was abandoned and soon fell into disrepair. They say, if you go to that barn at night, you can see the ghost of the farmer hanging from the rafters, his body swinging back and forth in the wind, dwelling on his terrible crime for all eternity. No one was ever really sure where the 7th barn was located, although it was definitely in Ohio. Some said it was the Kranz farm in Cuyahoga Valley, and others said it was at Top of the World in Northampton. In 1997, a local Ohio teacher claimed that, after a lot of research, he had finally managed to track down the real location of the infamous 7th barn. He said that none of the barns had ever actually been torn down. The land had just been divided up and sold off, and the barns had simply been incorporated into neighboring farms. According to the teacher, he was able to pinpoint the correct location because all of the barns on neighboring properties had nameplates above their doors with the names of the children engraved on them. The teacher and his son set out at night to visit the barn, bringing a video camera with them in the hopes of capturing some paranormal activity.
No, don't go investigate that. Investigating.
Hey guys, so I just wanted to let you know about this new app that I discovered called Misplay. So basically what it does is
I just discovered that I don't care.
The next morning, the teacher's wife reported her husband and son missing. Police found their abandoned car by the roadside. While searching the area, they entered a barn in a nearby field and found the dead bodies of the teacher and his son hanging from the rafters.
Well, guys, thanks for watching and have a safe and happy holidays. Comment down below, holidays, and have a good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you next time.